Bullshit.
The No BS Marketing Show is brought to you by Larimer's Men's and Women's Designer Clothing. Free shipping, free returns. Shop men's and women's designer clothing, shoes, accessories, jewelry, and more online at larimores.com or in-store downtown Pittsburgh. It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich. Today we are going to talk about stupid shit people say in business communications. I think this is going to be enough to be a recurring theme on the show. Stupid shit people say in business communication. So what does this really entail? It could be things that are said in an internal meeting. It could be things that are said when an external vendor or salesperson is making a presentation. It could be things said in a staff meeting. It could be something written in an email. But it comes down to stupid shit people say in business communications. For today's episode, number 1 is, with all due respect. With all due respect, I'm about to shit on what you just said. That's really what it comes down to. With all due respect, you're really stupid and I'm really smart. So I'm going to preface it and say, with all due respect, because I'm about to shit on you. I still hear this a lot, and I don't really understand it. What is it really saying? With all due respect, and then everyone knows what's coming next is horrible and probably personal and negative. So one of the things that would fall under the saying of stupid shit people say in business communications is with all due respect. So how do you get around it? What do we usually say on the No BS Marketing Show is that communication, less is more. Honesty, but in a confrontational manner. Direct, to the point. Don't personalize it. Make it more about what's going on in that situation. So instead of saying, with all due respect, I disagree with X and Y, what that'll do is lead to a problem, because as soon as you say, with all due respect, that person's guard goes up. And then you say, I disagree with X and Y. Instead of saying, with all due respect, you could say, maybe we could consider X and Y because in the past we learned that D and E happen, and we're also seeing a trend of Q. What you've done now is you pointed out that it's something we could consider. You gave the key word there, because, and because is one of those words that really opens our ears and gets us listening. That's not me talking, that's science. So now you've said, maybe we could try X and Y because we know from past experience that D and E occur, and you get some factoids, some stats, some research, some supporting information. And D also is happening in the market. Isn't that stronger than the stupid shit people say in business communication by starting off, with all due respect? So with all due respect, stop saying with all due respect, because it sounds stupid and falls into the episode of stupid shit people say in business communications. We've got more of that coming up, but I want to make sure you know that I've been a long time Larimores customer, and I can tell you from personal experience, you can have the best in both men's and women's designer clothing, like the Robert Graham shirts you've seen on the show, brought to you by Larimores, and you can see on our website when we pop it up for the show notes. Those Robert Grahams are unique, but there's all kinds of brands way beyond that. You walk into Larimores, you have a professional who talks to you, asks what you're looking for, asks what you're all about, talks about the situation you're going to be in, gives you honest feedback, doesn't say, with all due respect, I wouldn't go with that particular item. They give you the evidence and the support, and they walk through what you need, and they help you. So Larimores is a great place for both men's and women's designer clothing. You can shop online at laramorris.com or in-store in downtown Pittsburgh. Back to the No Bullshit Marketing Show with me, Dave Mastovich. This episode is going to be the first in a hopefully long-running series called Stupid Shit People Say in Business Communications. So this next one I have heard verbally in meetings, but I also got it in an email. Not to me. I was CC'd, and I have serious thoughts about the CC. I've even talked about it on the show, and there's some misuse of the CC, but I was on a CC that had about 15 people from multiple companies. So there was client A, and then vendor A, vendor B, partner B. So there's 4 or 5 companies involved, whatever. And the line was, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but that falls under stupid shit people say in business communications. Because, like, with all due respect, you're about to say something negative, hopefully constructive. There's a difference. Constructive feedback is when you give your perspective and opinion and offer ways to improve it. And negative is just being negative. So I can't even remember if this person was flat out just negative or if they were giving constructive feedback. But either way, prefacing it with, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but takes away from you as the communicator. It immediately puts everyone on guard that here comes a negative. It also puts the person that said that in a position where people think they're being passive or worried about offending or not as confident or not as open to making sure that things are discussed fairly. So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but falls right in there with all due respect as stupid shit people say in business communications without even realizing that it's stupid shit. Because a lot of what I'm talking about, and this is what's important, when you get a chance to listen to the show and you go, and it's just with anything, when you're consuming content, far too often people take 1 or 2 minutes of a 15-minute discussion and make it into a negative about that person. So if someone were to say that I was saying something was stupid, yes, they're right. I'm doing that for dramatic effect. It's kind of how we all talk. It's kind of how I talk. So I say it. But what I'm really saying is it's not that the people are stupid. I'm saying stupid shit we all say, including me, because I say stupid shit, like these phrases that we say out of habit. And what I'm saying is let's try to be more disciplined, all of us. It's something I work on and will continue to work on and know I need to work on. And I do communication for a living. So I'm not saying any person is stupid. I'm saying it's stupid shit that we say in business communications that diminishes our stature and doesn't achieve our goal of what we wanted with that comment or interjection and doesn't help the cause. So when you say with all due respect, and when you say I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, or the last one for today, let me be a devil's advocate. That one's not as bad. I'm not even going to pull it completely into stupid shit people say in business communications, but it falls in that qualifying statement area that we all tend to fall back on when we're nervous. And that's really what it comes down to. When we're in a conversational setting, a discussion, a strategy session, whatever, when we're nervous and when we're lacking our confidence, we tend to fall back on these catchphrases that we've heard from others and said ourselves for so long. And I used, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I used with all due respect. And even though let me be a devil's advocate is the lesser of those three, it still is a qualifying statement out of nervousness, worried that you're going to offend somebody. Or if you're not worried about defending somebody, you're just using it for other Machiavellian reasons. But the bottom line is don't fall back on these statements that don't bring value and often diminish your stature as the person saying that. So instead of saying, let me be a devil's advocate, wouldn't it be better for us to do this tactic instead of that one? Again, you don't need to say, let me be devil's advocate. You can say, I think we might be able to benefit from trying tactic 2 because tactic 2 enables us to do bullet point 1, bullet point 2, and bullet point 3. Now, you didn't even compare tactic 1 to tactic 2. You said, I think we could benefit from using tactic 1 because, and there's bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3. And even though I jumbled those two with the numbers and all that and messed it up, what I'm trying to say is you got 2 tactics, tactic blue and tactic orange. Rather than comparing blue and orange, you just say, I think we would benefit from doing tactic blue because of this thing, that thing, and the other thing. You didn't even have to compare blue and orange tactic. You just pointed out the benefits of blue tactic. And then if someone says, well, we were going to do orange tactic and it does X and Y, you say, I agree. Orange tactic does do X and Y. I think blue tactic also can do X and Y, but blue seems to be more efficient because blue can also do 1, 2, and 3. There was no need for let me be a devil's advocate. So that was one of our episodes that we will probably end up making into a continuing series of stupid shit people say in business communications. We might even add to make it stupid shit people do in business interactions, or we might make it things people don't do, because the other one that I could do a whole episode on is people that sit silently in meetings. If you do that, the rule is, it's in that unwritten rule book. The rule is you can't go out and complain and talk about what happened in that meeting after the meeting, when you had the chance in the meeting to defend it. But that's a whole other episode. If you like the No BS Marketing Show, please post a review. Your positive reviews go a long way towards spreading the word about the No BS Marketing Show. Thanks in advance for taking the time. If you'd like to ask me a question or suggest a guest or anything else related to the show, email me at dave@masssolutions.biz. Look forward to hearing from you. And if you're willing to give me an example that you've observed of some stupid shit people say in business communications, you get the whopper of gifts. You get a signed copy of Get Where You Want to Go. You also receive a No Bullshit Marketing t-shirt and the limited edition No BS Marketing shot glass. So this is the triple threat, because I believe you can give me some really good ones for future episodes. So I'm selfishly saying, give me in an email. I won't, if you don't want me to say your name, I certainly don't have to. Give me in an email some stupid shit people say in business communications. Send that to dave@masssolutions.biz. You get a signed copy of Get Where You Want to Go through marketing, selling, and storytelling by me. You also receive a No Bullshit Marketing t-shirt, and you also receive a No Bullshit Marketing shot glass, all just for enjoying the moment that you take to send an email to dave@masssolutions.biz, giving me an example of stupid shit people say in business communications. Thanks for joining us for the No Bullshit Marketing Show, brought to you by Laramore's men's and women's designer clothing, free shipping, free returns. Shop men's and women's designer clothing, shoes, accessories, jewelry, and more online at laramores.com or in-store downtown Pittsburgh. Visit masssolutions.biz for show notes plus additional marketing and messaging resources. Sign up for the No BS Marketing Weekly Update. You'll receive timely, valuable ideas to improve your marketing and transform your message. It's light, intended to be read in 2 minutes or less, and it just might trigger bright ideas for you. To sign up, that's masssolutions.biz. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions